Welcome to Cherry Blossom Yoga. I'm Robin Dinderman. This is a half-hour Hatha Yoga class for beginning and continuing students. Be sure you're dressed comfortably, nothing tight around the waist. And if you've eaten a large meal, avoid bending over. Actually, you shouldn't eat for at least an hour and a half before you do a yoga class. In this class, as in all my classes, I'm concerned about your becoming more aware of the connection between your body and your mind and your body, and how one influences the other. The effects of yoga are cumulative. Work at your own pace, don't force, don't push. The ancient yogis of old used a classical language called Sanskrit. And one of the words that we learn in yoga is santosha. Santosha means contentment with what you have. It doesn't mean putting up with what you have. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't build on what you have. In fact, it does mean continuing to build and to grow your contentment. I'm sure you've heard this in many places, maybe in your house of worship or AA meetings talk about the serenity prayer, having the serenity to accept the things you cannot change. Be here now in this moment, santosha, being content with where you are and who you are, and building upon that. Come join me in some standing stretches, which are basically warm-ups. If you are seated on a chair or a couch, better on a chair, but if you have arms on the chair, that may inhibit some of your moves because we're going to do some arm movements. But you don't need to be standing to do this. And also, if you simply follow along and let me guide you with the breathing, then you'll be just fine. You'll be doing yoga. We're going to begin in Tadasana, the basic standing pose in yoga. The feet hip distance apart, toes pointed forward or turned inward slightly. Your hips above the knees, knees above the ankles. As you breathe in, press the floor away through your feet. Reach up through the crown of your head so that your spine elongates. You can let the shoulders sink and create space between your ears and your shoulders. Tadasana, the mountain pose. We're going to begin with the hands in prayer position, and we're going through a series of stretches, which we'll repeat a few times so that you can learn them and also at the same time warm up. So we're beginning hands at the heart. Breathe in. Breathe out, dive down, and bring the hands above the head, still keeping them in prayer position. Elbows bent and pulled back, and the hands maybe an inch or so above your head. Then we inhale and reach straight up, and exhale and lower. Breathing in, fresh oxygen through the nose, pulling it down into your body. And as you exhale, letting the warm, moist air leave your body. Inhaling and exhaling. You can exhale either through the nose or through the mouth. I like to make a ha sound in the back of my throat as I exhale. So one more time, reaching up. Now turn the palms forward. The hands and arms are shoulder distance apart. Relax your shoulders so you free up your neck. We're going to do a little bit of a forward bend with the knees bent. So bend your knees and hinging forward from the hips, keeping your back as straight as possible. Exhale, Inhale to center, firm the buttocks, hold your breath, lean back, bring the shoulders back a little, let your eyes look up. Do not let your head drop back. Exhaling forward, inhaling back to center, hold breath, arch the back a little, and exhale. So through these exercises, you're going to tone all the nerves and the muscles through the back and somewhat through the legs. And coming to center, palms facing each other. And as you can see, your arms don't need to be perfectly straight. They can be relaxed, palms facing each other. And now some side stretches. Breathe in and breathe out, leaning a bit to the side and sending energy out of your fingertips. You don't need to reach the arms, but keep the upper arm over the cheek or the ear and your gaze is forward. Lifting from the upper shoulder, inhale back to center and exhale, going to the other side. And again, watch out, this arm will start to fall forward, so you need to keep the chest and armpit open. Inhale center and exhale side. Inhale center, exhale, in, out, in. I'll bet your arms are getting tired at this point. So we'll come up to center, bring the palms together over the head, hands to the heart. Ah, that feels good, huh? And bring the arms to your sides, standing tall. And then we're going to turn to one side. I'm turning right, so I'm bending my left knee. And my left arm is in front. I come back to center, I'm turning left, right arm reaches out, and right knee bends. So the direction that you're turning is the opposite arm. You can give a little lift to this. And you don't need to do it fast, but you see now you're warming up the shoulders and the knees and the ankles. And come back to center, back into Tadasana, and hold, and breathe. Close your eyes, notice how you feel, if there's any changes in how you feel compared with how you felt when you first started class. Does your posture feel a little better? Does your stance seem a little stronger? Have you warmed up? Can you feel kind of a movement of energy throughout your body? Is your breathing deeper? So now we're going to repeat this with the feet slightly farther apart, slightly more than hip distance. And with hands at the heart, breathe in and exhale. And inhale and exhale. So we've given the arms a chance to rest, and you've got your energy back. Inhaling and exhaling. And one more time. Inhale up, palms forward, drop the shoulders. Now bend the knees. And exhale, hinge forward from the hips. Inhale back to center. Lean back slightly. You've got to firm the buttocks to protect the lower back. And exhale. Inhale up. And exhale. Notice how your feet are working to help support your balance. But if your toes are all cramped up, loosen them up. Okay, and back once. Back to center, palms facing each other. Once again, those shoulders creep up and the sideways stretches. Breathe in and exhale. Lean a bit to one side, keeping the arm over the ear. And inhale, center, exhaling to the other side. Into center, breathing in, to the side, breathing out. Into center, out to the side. And one more time on each side. And back to center, hands to the heart, prayer position. Take a deep breath, bring the shoulders down and the arms to your sides. And we're going to twist again. Now you can swing the arms a little bit more and reach a little bit higher, but you don't need to go faster. So you're following the direction of the front arm reaching, lifting the arms a little bit higher. And just look to the side. You don't need to look over your shoulder yet, because remember, these are warm-ups. And we're going to close and come to center and pause. So this is not exactly Tadasana because the feet are separated, but we're going to stand tall, close our eyes, breathe in deeply. Notice that perhaps your heart rate has gone up and you're building up a little heat. And now we're going to turn toward one leg. I have my toes pointed out slightly. I'm going to turn to one leg, and with my hands barely touching the leg, come down a bit, because I want to get some stretch through the lower back and the backs of the legs. So don't lift your head, you don't want to strain the neck. And then you walk the hands back up. No weight on the leg with your upper body. Turn toward the other leg, come down. And let's walk up again, up the leg. Stand tall for a moment, and this time, because you have been warming up and stretching, maybe you're going to come down a little bit closer to the ankle or the foot. If you're still way up here at the knee, don't worry about it. Just don't press into the leg. And next time you exhale, let your head hang. Keep lifting the sit bones, getting closer and closer to the floor. Then walk your hands up your leg, come to center, turn toward the other leg, walk your hand down, so we're taking our time. The arms hanging, so you may notice that one side has opened up, the other side not quite, or maybe both sides are feeling open and looser, still lifting the sit bones, letting the head hang, getting closer and closer to the floor. And then coming up, uncurling, let the head hang still, and then you tuck the tailbone under, turn toward the front, and lift the head. You're back to center. So I'd like to do this one more time. So maybe you've learned this. We'll just do it a few times on each side. And if you're seated, excuse me, don't worry about the legs being farther apart. Just repeat the arm movements and the twisting. So for you who are standing, and if you're feeling pretty confident and strong, you want to separate your feet as far as you can comfortably. And then we'll begin this movement again. Breathe in and out, and in, out. In, palms forward, hands are shoulder distance apart. Knees are going to bend slightly and you're hinging forward from the hips. Inhaling back to center. Firm the buttocks. Just bring the shoulders back slightly. Don't let the head tilt back, but let the eyes look up. Exhaling. Inhaling. And we'll complete this movement, coming back to center, turn the palms to face each other. So I have my hands slightly forward. I want to bring them back so the arms are more in line with my ears or cheeks. And then we'll do the side angle stretch, keeping the upper arm lifted over the cheek. And then inhaling, lifting from that top shoulder, crossing center line, exhaling. And inhale, exhale, and here you can pause and actually just breathe normally. And next time you take an in-breath, come back to center, and an out-breath, and breathe normally. And come back to center. We're going to let the arms float down. To the sides. Let the tension drain off your neck, shoulders, down the arms, off your fingertips. You can even shake some of the tension off. So now we have the feet in a wide V, and we're going to do the folding over leg stretches. So you can have your toes forward or turned out depending on how you're built and what feels comfortable for you. So I'm going to come down on this side. Let the head hang. And I do have slight bends in my knees. My knees are never perfectly straight. I think that helps protect the knees. If you find that your seat is sinking backward, try to line yourself up again. And on your out breath, let go. Let your head hang a little bit more. And then come on up. Turn to center. Take your time coming up. And turn to the other side. Come down and sink down. And relax over the leg. And then walking or lightly touching the leg as you come up. Come back to center and breathe. From here, we're going to do a brain drain. So once again, if you're feeling comfortable in this position, give it a try. And if you're not ready for it, no problem. Watch, follow along with the breathing. So I'm going to walk the hands straight down so they're slightly in front of my shoulders. And I like to have my feet farther apart. So using my hands to keep myself from going too far down, I'm going to lower. You see my hands are flat to the floor and then coming up on the fingertips, and I want my back as straight as possible. And that includes the back of the neck. And exhale. And inhale. Now, coming up from this pose, there are two ways you can do it. You can walk the hands back. Now let the head hang. See how bent my knees are? And I want to come up like so. Tuck the tailbone under. Roll the shoulders back into place. Lift the breastbone and look forward. The other way of coming up is like so. Let's come down. And pause again. You can get a good grip on each ankle. Tuck your head in. Now let the weight of your head stretch out your neck, your cervical spine. Now lifting the back of your neck, straightening your back, bring your arms out in T position. We're going to unhinge upward and lower the arms and either heel toe back to center, I guess that didn't work today. And we're going to bring the feet back into Dalasana, hip distance apart, hands at the heart just as we started. Breathing, receiving the benefits of the stretching, the deep breathing, pausing for a moment. We're going to be right back to Cherry Blossom Yoga. Please join me on the floor for the second part of the class.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Welcome back to Cherry Blossom Yoga. Come join me for some relaxation and meditation. I'm going to be flat on my back on the floor. If you are seated, that's just fine. Just make sure you're seated up straight, you're comfortable, and your breathing is free and easy, nothing tight around the waist, and follow along. So I like to sometimes place a rolled blanket underneath my knees to elevate them. And a lot of people do this to ease the lower back area. So my knees are slightly elevated. I'm going to come down. There we go. And then take a deep breath in. Let the back arch and tuck the shoulder blades in toward the spine. The palms are several inches away from my body and they're turned upward. So if you're joining me on the floor or if you're still seated, let your mind scan your body, make any adjustments that you need so you're not distracted by physical discomfort. Then let your eyes sink down in their sockets, your tongue float in your mouth. Become aware of the rise and fall of your chest and belly with your in-breath and your out-breath. And let each breath take you into a deeper and deeper state of relaxation where your mind is still and your body at ease. Let each breath renew your spirit. If your mind begins to wander, try to set those thoughts aside and return to your breath. If you're able to, stay in this position and continue your deep breathing for as long as you wish. Or now, if you wish, bring your arms over your head. Give yourself a really good stretch. Move the fingers around. Point the toes, flex the feet, spread the toes, spread the fingers. Stretching and stretching. And then relax. going to use my feet to push away the blanket. Feet a little bit to the side, pressing into the floor. I'm going to roll onto my side, coming into pretty much of a fetal posture with the knees tucked in and the head resting on my arm, or you might have a pillow here if you wish. So each time you breathe in, you're refreshing all the cells of your body. And each time you breathe out, you're letting go of unnecessary tension. You're letting go of the effects of worry, frustration, anxiety. Sinking downward. Peacefully, comfortably, serenely. Now, if it's time for you to go, use your top hand. Press the floor away. Allow your head to hang down as you slowly walk your hands back to your body and come into a comfortable seated position. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you're feeling wonderful, and I hope you can carry that feeling with you into your day, into your week, into your life. Namaste.